I was troubled since being a child. The difference between me and a city kid is like night and day. My mother, a corpse, when I fell out of her womb into the bloody mud below. Although I couldn't see the hell I was born into, I cried. My name is Guts. The hands that took care of me were as rough as they could be. Luckily, there was a woman amongst those mercenaries who found me, so I had the chance to feel something close to a mother's love. My body was raised to be a soldier's one. Mercilessness and aggression were the only words I truly understood and acted out. The sword and my helmet were the only items I wore so often. Somehow, all my childhood went to hell again. Death and madness overcame everyone around me, and I was an outcast from the only family I knew. The cold eternity awaited me now, as I was struggling in the wilderness, though fate had other plans for me. My body didn't let me surrender and die so hastily. Well, the mere reason I wanted to live was to fight. Similar to farmers who were raised as farmers, and shoemakers who were forever taught to be shoemakers. I was a killer by profession and heart. I have it in my name. I am Guts. Not only until I was challenged by a group of renowned mercenary band. I would have slaughtered anyone who dared to test me, but one man was not to be defeated. My sole desire was to crush him, and he wanted to enlist me into his troops. It truly pissed me off. I couldn't shut his mouth up and force away his arrogant stare. In the end, he was victorious, and I the defeated. The group was fine and welcoming. With time, I learned to warm up to them and put away my loneliness. For the first time in my adult life, I could genuinely express a smile. For the first time, I felt like I had found friends. For the first time, I could admire someone similar to me, someone with ambition and an exuberant aura. What I felt was a strong sense of purpose in the Band of the Hawk. My sword could be swung for others, and I readily accepted that. It was noble and wonderful. We were making such progress, famous for our battle skill and impeccable integrity throughout Midland. Our might was even recognized by the king himself, who knighted us. The White Hawk led us forever forwards and skywards. Some might have found his commands and wishes towards me unfair or immoral, but I was always glad to help. Though I killed a child during an assassination task, I was still on my feet and loyal to him. Really, what I was longing for was a true friend. That's who I saw in him. Maybe I was rash in my evaluation. Maybe I was too inexperienced in the matters of friendship. Nevertheless, I wanted to reach the status of being free and to be able to call myself his equal. Not a mere subordinate, without another flame to follow other than that of his leaders. I needed to rediscover my purpose. That's why I left so abruptly. I was selfish in my decision, however, I thought I was not important. My presence or absence wouldn't affect anything. The Band of the Hawk was already at the top. That was when I was stopped by all of them. Casca, Rickard, Judo, Pippin, Corcus. My friend was about to restrict me from going anywhere. In his mind, I was bound to him by the sword since our first duel. If that was the only chain that held me there, I was about to break it with the very tool that had created it. He was still lightning quick and divisive, but I was a warrior, first and foremost. He was the leader, the speaker, the politician, and then the warrior. I was not that kid anymore. Victory was mine, and I was free. I was saddened by everything, but I was nothing in comparison to the grandness of the Band of the Hawk. I quickly slipped back into the same old fighting for money. It was fun. Yet it did not last long. Something horrible had happened to the family I held so dear. I had to go back. He was captured and tortured somewhere under the command of the king. Of course, that unleashed immense anger and determination in me. When I saw his meager body and pale face, I was devastated. Nothing could stop my rage in an answer of revenge. We fled like fugitives for a while, and only a trail of blood and madness followed us. I was glad I knew that now my place is here with the band, forever. All those comrades that were now in need of help, I couldn't leave again. And especially I couldn't desert my leader and friend once more. That just wouldn't have been right. Something happened though. The brother I once knew led us into slaughter. For whatever reason, he was the cause of getting us dragged into this unholy place. My heart broke then and there. All the friendly and loyal eyes I knew were pulled out of their sockets. All the smart and courageous heads were torn away. My heart was broken. I was so shaken up that I could retreat to the only place that could provide comfort. Rage. He did me wrong the most wicked way possible. I knew I had a clear target for all the anger, so I had to scream out his name. That betrayer.